Welcome to Shell's Spooky Stories, where the line between fact and fiction blurs into shadow. I'm your host Shell, and tonight we're travelling deep into the heart of Essex, England, to a place that holds a dark distinction in the annals of paranormal history. A place that earned such a terrifying reputation that even the bravest investigators would leave forever, changed by what they encountered within its walls. What I'm about to tell you, well, you'll have to decide for yourself if it's true. But I warn you, some stories are better left untold, and some houses are better left to their shadows. This is the story of Borley Rectory, known throughout the world as the most haunted house in England. But before we step into those haunted halls, we need to understand the land itself. You see, Essex has always been a place of ancient mysteries. Its rolling hills and misty valleys hide secrets that stretch back centuries. And in the small village of Borley, those secrets run deeper than most. Long before the rectory cast its shadow over the landscape, a Benedictine monastery stood on that very ground. The year was 1362, and according to local legends, a young monk named Edward de Lisle would often walk the monastery grounds, lost in prayer and contemplation. But his peaceful routine was forever altered when he caught sight of a beautiful nun named Marie Seer from the nearby convent. Their eyes met across the monastery gardens one misty morning, and in that moment, their fates were sealed. Despite their sacred vows, despite the strict rules that governed their lives, they fell deeply, desperately in love. For months they met in secret, exchanging letters and whispered promises in the shadow of the ancient walls. But in a small village like Borley, secrets have a way of surfacing. A fellow nun discovered their forbidden romance and, duty-bound, reported them to her superiors. The punishment was swift and merciless. Edward was executed, forced to watch as his beloved Marie was led away, but death would have been a mercy compared to what awaited her. The church authorities decided to make an example of Marie. She was taken to a prepared cell within the convent walls. As she watched in horror, masons began to lay brick after brick, sealing her into what would become her living tomb. They say her screams echoed through the village for days, growing weaker and weaker, until finally, silence fell. But death, dear listeners, was not the end of their story. It was only the beginning. 500 years later, in 1862, Reverend Henry Bull decided to build a magnificent new rectory on that very spot. The village elders warned him about the land's dark history,